Grand Rising, everybody. Just jumping in to give some quick prices. Looks like we might have a little downtrend today, guys. Let's see what today holds. Let's start with Tesla. All right, according to what I'm seeing here, let's start everything at the top. Monthly looking pretty good. Weekly looking pretty good as far as the strength indicators. Got a gap up over the 38% on the fib, which is 395. And we hanging on 319 with a $2 up in the pre-market. So according to the daily, it should hold this last gap up. So the low is 402 and the close is 410. So those are areas to look out for. Right now, the worst case scenario on the downside is that we actually fill this gap and probably bounce off the 38% on the fib, which is 395.28. Now, according to what we see on the 4 hours, we kind of like rejecting this 21. So according to the next moving average down, we have the 50-day moving average on the 4 hours. That's 398.68. So with that being said, y'all, it's a good chance this thing can slide to those either low 400s or high 300s. 390, 395-ish, 398. We got the 402 and 410. Good prices for Tesla. Micro strategy. Bitcoin. According to this 4 hours, we starting to reject that 21 moving average. So if I see this lose the 200 moving average, we can be seeing 338, 336, and 333. Maybe lower, but according to the daily, it still looks strong going up. It needs to get past this 354. Right now, we at 347. Look at the weekly. The weekly is where the weakness is at. And so according to the 50-day moving average on the weekly is at 344, we at 347. So if we was to reject that 344, this thing's possibly to come down to that 338, 36, 333. On the monthly, same difference. It looks kind of weak. And we have a fair value gap on the monthly with this month candle, with this month candle. So what the prices I'm looking for on the downside is 338, 336, 333. On the comeback up, we're looking at 354, 355, and possibly 375. But the first things first, we have 379, the 21 moving average on the weekly. So, that 375, 379, it's like about what, 20, 25 pips from the price where MicroStrategy at now. Let's go with Planeteer. Went above went above AMD and NVDA. Now, according to the daily, it has some strength. But we did cross the 50. We got 21 moving average cross the 50 on the daily. So this thing can come back down to that 160, 162 area. Well, when you look at the weekly, it's actually getting weak. And from what it's looking like, it's reject this fair value gap. So that liquidity sweep, we should be seeing these prices right here, either 162 or even 156. I won't be surprised to even get down to 159. This might be a major drop here. Now, according to the 1 hours, we have 168 as far as the 200 moving average. So this thing can drop a good $10, or at least 6 to 7. My boys, NVDA. NVIDIA is in a tough area according to the 1 hours. 1 hour's been rejecting this support level, this horizontal trend line I have here, which also created a descending triangle, and we kept rejecting that top trend line, so which is showing higher lows. So with those higher lows, we should see another lower low today, or at least bounce to this 50-day moving average, which is 173.84. But first, we have to break the 175.53. That's on the 1 hour. We look to go straight to the 4 hours. It's like the same thing. We have a rescinded triangle, which we under the base, and or under support, which now showing resistance. And we have a 21 moving average at 174.31. Now, according to the daily, we have the 21 under the 50-day moving average, which those are bullish signals. And same difference. We rejecting a major trend line and well, it's the resistance now. It was support. But now that support it done turned into resistance according to how the candle's been moving after it broke resistance. I'm sorry, after it broke support to turn support into resistance. Now we have the MACD. It can go either way. But as far as the bearish signals, we have -4 on the MACD line with the signal at +8. So it's still showing some downtrend because the MACD hasn't crossed the signal line going back up. So that's another signal for us to maybe pull back just a little more. Probably not nothing crazy today. AMD, we have we at 156. It's kind of like the same thing. We got this trend line. We're showing a descending triangle. But we go to this 4 hours, we've been rejected a 21 moving average plus that support level, which now looking like resistance. But according to the strength indicators, it has room to go up. But when we look at the daily, it looks like it want to go up according to the histogram on the MACD. But when you're looking at the MACD, which is the blue line, and looking at the signal, which is the yellow line, the MACD is still under. So this can be a little bit of manipulations according to the strength of the histogram. So until the 21 cross back over the 50, this thing can fall on his neck. So you gotta look out for that. And what price we looking for next level down? That will be to fill this fair value gap. First, if we could break it. If we could break this level, which is 154 with a 155.74 slash 154.94. If we could break that level going down, 151 or 153, It's good prices to look for. But now on the upside, I don't really see too much upside at all, be honest. But if it do, we should touch the 21 moving average, which is 161, or we might touch the 50-day moving average, which is 164. Let's go over super micro, and we're gonna do sqqq, and I'm gonna end the video. According to the daily, we've been stagnating in between 50 and 21 moving average. The 4 hours look like it's ready to start coming down, but we do have a golden cross on the 4 hours, 50 cross the 200. So it's a good chance this thing can retrace back to 43 before we even start turning back around. So because of the MACD, which is the strength indicators, and the RSI then touch 70, it looking like it's starting to pull back down. So we have 43.16, we have 42.50, and we have 40.73. Good prices on the downside. Now on the upside, we want to get above the 46.64, and we kept rejecting that. We even been rejecting the 46 price target. So with that being said, if we can get above that 55, look good. 55/56. But we also have to clear this channel too, which is 50.51. So it's kind of like doing the same things from that last time we got a rally with super micro. So to end it off, we're gonna end it off with sqqq. sqqq looks like a straight down slope, but within these down slopes, you're gonna have a lot of consolidation, little tiny bounces. Because if you look at the daily MACD, this thing look like it want to slide past this 1560. But because we have this doji, it's two things. This can be continuation going down, or we can start consolidating and maybe even hitting this last low, which is 1616 1616 or 1620 or 1630. With that being said, guys, you can subscribe on the Facebook and Instagram. I'm gonna drop the links in the YouTube. Excuse the noise. But I'm also doing like one-on-one coaching just to give some tutorials on how to read charts, certain fundamentals to look out for, and also how to pick good stocks and in that nature. You will have to hit me on a DM, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. But with that being said, y'all have a great day. Let's end this Friday off with a bang. Peace and love, y'all.